1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin in the morning. He's on vacay. Dan Keel is here.
Good morning.
We're talking about board games a minute ago. Later next hour, we'll have to revisit this, but favorite board game, don't say it now. We'll talk about that. Yeah, because I've got one I just love. We'll talk about that. If you had got it under the tree, would you love it? Here is Rush.
Every American male has learned, like in the last 10 years, that when a woman says no, she means no. Doesn't mean maybe, it means no, right? Well, pay attention, folks. On Sunday, the news analysis section of the New York Times featured an article titled "When Saying Yes is Easier Than Saying No." It's by Jessica Bennett, the gender editor of the New York Times. That is her actual title. Now, she and her female friends have spoken with knowing nods about the nuances of sexual interactions. Sometimes they say there's a place of no return where having sex is easier than bailing out. And she says that there are names for this, like gray zone sex or begrudging consensual sex or lukewarm sex. Sex you're kind of about, meaning bored, apathetic, and then there's bad sex because of how you feel afterwards. But there's one passage I want to quote verbatim. She writes, "Consent isn't always black and white. Sometimes no means yes, because you actually do want to do it, but you know you're not supposed to, lest you be labeled a slut. And if you're a man, that no often means just try harder, because, you know, persuasion is part of the game." This woman doesn't know it, but she's a throwback, because she's exactly right. In the old days, no, more often than not, did mean yes. It's called seduction, and you might want to look it up in the dictionary if you're offended right now.
Hiring is important. People are what make your business work. But how do you find the right talent? ZipRecruiter makes it simple. One click sends your job ad to over 100 of the web's leading job boards. But ZipRecruiter doesn't stop there. Their smart matching technology will instantly alert quality candidates about your job. That means you'll start getting great candidates with the right experience almost as soon as your job is posted. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. The right candidates are out there. This is how you find them. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
People from businesses of all sizes trust ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. We're so confident ZipRecruiter will get you better results than anywhere else. We'll let you try it free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The intersection at Kings Highway and Line Avenues dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Foggy this morning, mostly cloudy, but very warm this afternoon, high 72. Cloudy tonight, a little rain late, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
Good morning, Robert and Erin in the morning. Robert is on vacation. I got my pal Dan KEEL in studio.
Good morning.
Did you bring some more dorky objects today?
I brought a ham radio transceiver. Is that
dear
dorky?
God. Yeah, that's pretty dorky.
It's the definition of it, isn't it?
Your dork is always showing. I'm just telling
I'm
you,
okay with that.
every day. Matt Parker is with us. He's at the command center this morning. I think Robert will be back next week. I'm actually off next week, so I'm going to take some time off and enjoy relaxation. We've got local news coming up. Body found in the area. We have the identity now. And the governor talking about what he's going to do about the budget. That's straight ahead, along with Tim Fletcher Sports and traffic and weather together on the way right here on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
A Southern media poll finds only 19% of registered voters in Louisiana believe their taxes will go down under the tax reform measure. Pollster Bernie Pincinat says a majority of black Democrats and white Democrats and a near majority of low-income voters think their taxes will actually go up. Pincinat says the answers from these voters are clearly perception.
Nobody really knows what this thing does, not even most legislators, the full extent of it.
Republicans, though, say the average wage earner will see more money. On the state budget front, Governor John Bel Edwards has set a January 19th deadline to reach a tax deal with House Republican leaders to close a $1 billion budget gap. The governor says it's important to fix the budget to help keep and attract businesses.
These companies want to know that if they invest in Louisiana to either expand a current operation or to develop a new operation here, we're going to have the talent pipeline in place necessary that they know that they can have the skilled, educated workers that they need for success.
The governor says our unemployment rate is down, and that is a step in the right direction. The Caddo Coroner's Office has released the name of a man whose body was found in a drainage ditch in Shreveport. 36-year-old Arthur Bell was identified by his fingerprints. No foul play is suspected. Late-night shootout in the Allendale neighborhood. It happened near Alston and North Dale. Investigators say a man and a woman were exchanging gunfire. The woman was shot in the ankle. She is expected to make a full recovery. The holiday break starts early after a power outage at a local school. More on that from Matt Parker.
Christmas has come early for students at Woodlawn High School due to a power outage. Wednesday, students were scheduled to take midterm exams before the start of their holiday break. However, strong storms Tuesday night caused damage to the school's power system. Principal Dr. Grady Smith says the storms caused no structural damage to the school and that students' grades won't suffer due to the canceled midterms. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Governor John Bel Edwards discusses the controversy involving former State Police Superintendent Mike Edmondson. Edwards defends his living arrangement at State Police headquarters. Edwards says the agreement to allow Edmondson to live on state property began during the Jindal years. However, the governor says other findings revealed by both the State Police Internal Affairs and a legislative audit revealed other troubling behavior.
An investigation was also done, as you all know, by the State Police Internal Affairs, which revealed a number of things that were improper.
2 men have been arrested after the car in which they were traveling crashed into pedestrians on a busy Melbourne, Australia sidewalk, leaving up to 19 people hurt. LSU beefs up its offensive and defensive lines by signing 10 linemen on the first day of the early signing period. 10 of LSU's 18 signees are from Louisiana, including 6'1" defensive tackle Davin Cotton from Evangel. Coach O says cotton has great upper body strength and an explosive first step to shed blockers.
Davin is a mild-mannered young man off the field, but he plays with intensity. He plays with passion, and I know he's going to help us right away. I think he can be a dominant defensive lineman.
The head of the NFL Network has resigned, and David Eaton is taking his leave amid a double scandal. His departure comes amid complaints about the NFL Network being a hostile work environment for women. Eaton's also found to have a history of engaging in sexually explicit conversations on Twitter. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. .101.7 FM, 710 KEEL, Robert and Erin in the morning. Right now, let's check traffic. Here's Ruby.
The intersection at North Market and North Hearn Avenues dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Barksdale Boulevard near Hamilton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today will start off foggy, then it's going to be rather cloudy and very warm for the afternoon, high 72. Some rain late tonight, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
.101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert and Erin in the morning. Dan Keel is in studio, in for Robert, who's
Hello.
on vacay. And Matt
Vacation
Park,
help.
Yeah, you're helping. You'll be here through tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Merry Christmas to everyone who's listening. We appreciate you joining us on. It's a holiday week for some folks. They're already starting their vacay. We are joined this morning by Cat Oak Parish Commissioner Mario Chavez. Good morning to you. Merry Christmas.
Aaron, good morning, guys.
Are you actually having a kind of a commission meeting to talk about animal control and the audit today? Y'all working today?
Well, it's even though it's the holidays, we still got to work.
What's the purpose of today's meeting? Is it focused on the audit with regard to the animal shelter?
Absolutely. We got a lot of information back, so we need to sit around and talk about it. We need to figure out what we're going to do.
Key issues for you when you read the audit?
I don't really want to touch on the employee stuff right now, just because that stuff's independent and goes on the employee board. But I don't think we need the audit to tell us that it was bad down there. There's a lot of things that need to be changed. The good thing is it's been compartmentalized to where a professional has gone in there to tell us this is exactly what you need to change. So I'm hoping that Dr. Wilson will be able to go in there and have a more clear, defined plan going into 2018 on what needs to happen.
For the audit to call for I think the word was a culture change?
Complete
culture change. That sounds pretty scathing to me. Did you read it that way too?
I did. Erin, to me, that sounds like somebody that doesn't know anybody there is going to have to go in there and clean house. I mean, that's pretty much what it sounds like to me.
That's a lot of folks that are just not doing their job, I guess, huh?
It's exactly what the report sounds like.
Okay, you and I have talked a long time because you're one of these digital guru dorky type guys, and I say that
she means it in a good way.
I mean it in a good way.
Thanks, Erin. I love you guys.
You and I have talked about cameras at the shelter. We have cameras, but why can't we take it to the next level where I can log in and I can see the animals? There will be numerous animals adopted if we did that. And are we moving in that direction?
I think what that report says is it would be just as if you guys had a huge, great point-of-sale system at your business and the employees just didn't care to use it. I think that's what we're dealing with.
Wow. So they just don't flip the switch.
And that's the problem, is they were saying that it wasn't being utilized to its best capacity.
The parish authorized the upgrade in the software years ago, right?
For the Pet Point?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, there is a new version that they were unaware of that apparently is more robust and does more. I wish they would have known this. It's too late to say that it's an excuse that they didn't know. I know if I was using software every single day, advertisements through software is pretty ordinary nowadays. So for them to know that there's a better one, if they were using it, I think they would have known that there was a better way to do it.
Mario, let me ask you about the other question, and Dan and I were talking about this last hour, privatizing the shelter. You know, Dan gave the example of Baton Rouge and how well it's done there. Is it an option here? Is it something you think the Caddo Commission should strongly look at?
I do, Erin. It's apparent after this many years that we're just not getting it done right. So it may be time to say, look, government doesn't really do a lot of things right, but a lot of private industry do when it comes to competitive nature of private business. They have to compete because they're competing for profits. When you're getting tax money, you're not really competing. You just know the money's going to flow. So if there's a mindset and a culture of we have to make this work or we don't have a job, I think things get done a little better.
Some people say that the biggest problem is protection, the government protection. Civil service protection for police officers has a good basis, but do you really need that kind of protection like the Caddo Parish has for their animal shelter workers?
Robert, let me tell you, I was in the military for 12 years, and I completely agree with you. Nobody ever got fired. They just did push-ups, and it drove me nuts.
Okay, when we talk about privatization, though, an animal shelter is not a money-making business. This is going to have to be somebody with a philanthropic heart, a nonprofit, or some group like that. Do we have anybody locally that's expressed an interest that you've heard about?
You know, Erin, that's a tough one, too. There's a lot of competition in the animal realm of rescues. I feel like they compete against each other, and I've seen that, and I never really knew that world until I got elected 2 years ago. There's so many different groups that it seems like they don't work together, and that's one of the even bigger issues is trying to appease the different organizations when I feel like they should all have the same goal. And at the end of the day, it's all about the animals. It's all about getting them adopted, but it seems like it's not. It's about them vying for the different animals to get to their rescues. And I wish they would work together better. Hopefully somebody can come in and kind of get the reins on that and create a culture where they're working together, as well as the people that work at the shelter truly love animals and they want to see the best for what's going on there at CPOD.
The meeting today at 3:30, you're going to review the audit. Is it open to the public? People that are interested in this issue, can they come down and see what you're doing?
Erin, absolutely, and I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of people. Even though it's the holidays, I think it's going to be a packed house because this is a passionate topic.
You bet it is. Mario Chavez, Caddo Parish Commissioner, thanks for your time this morning, and we wish the best Christmas, Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas, you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. It is 7:19, and time to check traffic. Here's Ruby.
The intersection at Kings Highway and Line Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now, and we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today will start off foggy, then it's going to be rather cloudy and very warm for the afternoon, high 72. Some rain late tonight, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
IP Club, brought to you by Titan Factory Direct Housing. Win great prizes just by logging on to KEELnews.com.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Louisiana Tech overwhelmed SMU right out of the gate, prompting a 51-10 takedown of the Mustangs in last night's inaugural DXL Frisco Bowl. SMU turned the ball over on their first 3 possessions and 5 times in the first half to help the Bulldogs take a 42-10 halftime lead. The Mustang miscues started with a fumble on their first play from scrimmage. Tech wasn't able to cash in on that first early Christmas present, but did turn Cedric Cooper's interception on the next SMU drive into 6 points. Jamar Smith snuck into the end zone on 4th and 1 to start the scoring. Amik Robertson picked off Ben Hicks at the SMU 45-yard line and raced into the end zone to give Tech a 14-0 lead later in the first quarter. Smith connected with Teddy Veal on a quick hitter outside the numbers, with Veal leaving a pair of SMU defenders grabbing air on a 6-yard touchdown pass that made it 21-3. Darrell Lewis's pick six early in the second quarter rolled the Dogs out to a 28-3 lead. Smith and Veal combined on a 27-yard scoring toss to make it 35-3, and then Smith's third and final touchdown toss of the night came with 1:53 remaining in the first half, with Cam McKnight on the receiving end of the 11-yard scoring play. The win is the 4th straight in a bowl game for Tech, all under Skip Holtz. Tech finishes 7-6 for the 2017 season. The first of 3 early signing days for college football programs proved to be fruitful along the trenches for Ed Orgeron's LSU Tigers. Of the 18 signees Wednesday, 10 future Tigers are offensive or defensive linemen, with 7 of those listed as tackles. Evangel standouts Davin Cotton and Michael Baskerville, along with Marshall Mavericks Chasen Hines, all inked with the Tigers. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Time of the year. Oh, sorry. My mic's on, isn't it?
It is.
My bad. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin in the morning. Robert's on vacation. I've got Dan Keel in studio with me.
We're having a ball, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. And I told y'all to get your man card out. I wasn't playing.
Okay.
It's a Christmas-related man card. And the other topic I talked to y'all about, y'all were talking about Monopoly. And said the way to win Monopoly was to buy up all the property.
That's what Troy said. He knows things.
I'm against buying Boardwalk and Park Place. I think that's a waste of money. I just think people don't land on them enough.
You're not in the comfort business.
I want to own the low rent. You land on it all the time pieces.
Boardwalk used to be a good investment.
Yeah, it used to be, but it's just not there. And I got to thinking at this time at Christmas, a lot of the agencies like Salvation Army, Providence House, board games is a good gift. If you're just going through and you want to bring toys to a shelter or something, board games are great. And
until you lose the pieces.
Yeah, that's why they need new ones.
With Sorry, you can substitute.
Yeah, you can. I wondered about the top 5 board games in the United States. And I am really
Should
embarrassed.
I research that?
No, don't look, because I'm going to see if you know. I'm going to see how good your man card is. The number 5 game on the list I have never heard of. And I don't think either one of you will guess it.
Number 5.
Number 5 favorite board game, most popular board game in the United States.
Sorry.
No. Give it a shot. You'll never guess.
I don't play board games. I have no idea.
I don't think you've heard of it. Have you ever heard of the Settlers of Catan?
Nope.
Yes.
You have.
I've heard of it. I have no idea what it is. Again,
it's a
I don't
board
play
game?
board games. I don't really care.
You play the role of a settler, and each player tries to build and gain holdings while acquiring and trading for needed resources.
That sounds like Amish Monopoly.
It sounds like Amish Monopoly is what it sounds like. It's the Settlers of Catan.
It's sort of like if you've ever played the computer game Civilization.
Yeah.
It's like that, except on a board game format.
I
don't play video games.
Heard of it.
Other than Mario.
Number 4, I know you've heard of this, Risk, which I love that game.
Yeah.
It's like a military fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
But I always wondered why you had to move so many armies. You know, you had all those little pieces, and you had to move them to countries to have a battle. I always thought that was silly.
How are you supposed to conquer the world if you don't move your army?
Logistics, that's the key to it.
I know. I just thought there should have been a better way to handle this.
Where's the nuke option?
Yeah.
She liked Battleship, though.
I do like Battleship.
Yeah.
Number 3 on the list is our Monopoly. Mm-hmm. Monopoly's number 3.
Hey, those classic Monopoly games.
Oh, I have a bunch.
The vintage ones that you got in your closet.
Yeah.
You need to look that up. Those are worth a bunch of money.
Are they?
Yeah, I started to say something else.
I have one from the 60s.
That's priceless.
Is it really?
Yeah, you need to turn it over to me.
Turn it over to Goodwill?
Turn it over to me. I'll help you find a home for it.
Oh, wow.
I'll even go on eBay with that bad boy.
Mine go way back. Some of mine go way back, and I got them out of my mama's closet, and I've had a bunch of, and I have all the different versions, you know, the NASCAR and all that stuff. Number 2 on the list, I liked it, but I don't think I've played it in a long time. Stratego. That's number 2 on the list. It's a strategy game. Mm-hmm. It's on a 10x10 board. You command 40 pieces. It's a little bit of an odd kind of a game.
I'm guessing Scrabble's not number 1.
No, but everybody probably has this one. You probably have this one somewhere.
I don't
in
have
your
a
house.
clue.
It's not Clue.
What?
It's not Clue. You have this game at your house.
I doubt it.
I promise you do.
I don't own board games, so I doubt it.
I bet you could find it. Chess.
Nope.
Really?
I have a board,
everybody.
but I have the little red and black ones instead of the white ones.
I did not realize chess is the number 1 board game in the United States. I had no clue. So if you're picking up a board game and maybe you want to drop it off at a local charity, or you're buying a board game for maybe a child or grandchild or niece or nephew, chess is still up there. And you can always get cool ones with the cool pieces. And if I had taken to my whittling, that was what I was going to whittle.
You were going to whittle chess pieces?
Set, yeah.
Hold on. Before we move on, please explain to Dan your whittling scheme
My whittling scheme was I was looking for a new hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going to be a hobby I could do in bed, like knitting or something like that.
You don't need a sharp object in bed.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
And I thought I could learn to whittle over a weekend. Like I could get a little manual, get some little wooden blocks, and get a knife, and just start whittling.
Why don't you get cedar and that way you and Tiger can both benefit from the shavings. You can make him a little bit.
That's a good idea. Well, Robert made the point. I've got 9.5 toes. I don't need 9.5 fingers, so whittling is out.
What? Why don't we tell everybody what actually stopped you from purchasing your whittling kit?
Go ahead, tell them.
Well, Erin was doing some actual research on Amazon, going through and putting oh, here's a big block of wood. I'm going to put that in my cart. Oh, here's some sandpaper. I need that. And then she got to the knives and the knife sets. She's like, holy crap, this stuff's like $70, $80. I'm not investing that much in something I'm going to give up in 6 months.
You don't use a penknife?
There's all kind of knives. You could buy a whole set of the knives.
Yeah. Well, I've got a set of X-Acto knives I would loan you.
Oh.
Don't do that.
But I don't have enough Band-Aids.
Probably
and
not a good idea.
Neither does University Health.
I'm thinking I'm going to have to go back to knitting or something.
That's a sharp point.
Oh, yeah, you got a point.
You need something that Nerf makes.
Nerf, okay.
Something nerfy is what you need.
A Nerf hobby. Let's see. I'll think about that. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. It's time to check traffic with Ruby.
The intersection of Murphy Street and Texas Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive near the I-20 westbound exit. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today will start off foggy, then it's going to be rather cloudy and very warm for the afternoon, high 72. Some rain late tonight, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
Wednesday, they were set to take their midterms before the start of the holiday break. However, storms Tuesday night caused some damage to the school's power system. The principal says the storms caused no structural damage to the school, and students' grades won't suffer due to the canceled midterms. A Southern media poll finds only 19% of registered Louisiana voters believe their taxes will go down with the passage of the Republican tax reform bill. Pollster Bernie Pinsonat says 42% of respondents believe their taxes will actually go up. He says the massive tax reform legislation will have a major impact on next year's midterm elections.
Voters are going to decide based on how well they do with their paycheck. The Republicans are hoping and praying that the big tax overhaul they just completed will become popular.
A Walmart clerk arrested for allegedly stealing close to $5,000 from the retail giant. Tiara Williams allegedly stole cash from the register while working at the Mansfield Road store. Lottery tickets might seem like a great Christmas gift with adults buying them for kids as stocking stuffers, but Quinetta Womack, director of Problem Gambling Services, says several Louisiana teens are already being indoctrinated down a path to problem gambling.
Almost half of our youth have already started to gamble, such as scratch-offs, bingo, sports betting, and things of that nature.
Womack says it's much better to give a child a gift that will promote their creativity. One key lawmaker says there's no path forward yet on a temporary funding measure to keep the government from grinding to a halt at midnight on Friday. LSU beefs up its offensive and defensive lines by signing 10 linemen on the first day of early signing. Coach O is impressed with the big defensive tackles they nabbed.
You know, Darren Rosenthal's a guy we've been trying to recruit for 4 years now. Davin Cotton is, you know, he's a difference maker. He's quick. Dominique Livingston, big nose tackle. Chason Hines, Nelson Jenkins right there for Blackburn. We got some big guys. We had big guys that other SEC teams wanted, and we got them.
Expect more signings in the next couple of days. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. It's kind of a classic, isn't it?
Sure. You're not complaining about it. That's
No,
a
I'm
good
not.
sign.
101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Are you getting tired of the Christmas music already?
I was tired of the Christmas music in October when all this crap started.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Christmas used to be like right after Thanksgiving, first part of December,
Yeah.
through Christmas. Now it starts in like October, sometimes even September,
Yeah.
and then runs the rest of the year.
All year.
All through like New Year's Day.
Yeah.
People are still got Christmas movies on and the music and their lights. And
Whatever happened to 12 days? And is it
I know.
before or after?
Phew.
Now
It's
it's-
before. I want to know, and we don't have a whole lot of time, but when we're talking about Christmas, I don't do this very often because I'm not a crowd type person, but every now and then I go to the after Christmas sales, like the day after Christmas, okay, to get things that I've run out of for Christmas, whether
When
it's
people are
wrapping
bringing
paper.
stuff back, you're going upstream.
I'm going upstream, yeah. The chances of either one of you going out on the morning after Christmas, real early, to go look at Christmas cards or Christmas lights or Christmas trees, not a chance.
Goose egg, zero, nada.
Hell no.
Not a chance.
That too.
No.
What? Okay, here's a question you might not want to answer on the radio. We'll just pretend like we're not on the radio.
Okay.
Okay. If you have, let's just say, Matt, you have a really hot girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
She really.
My wife won't be happy with that idea.
Well, let's pretend like your wife wants you to go.
Okay.
You think about that, but I really want to ask Matt. Really hot girlfriend. You're just on the cusp of y'all are in a relationship. She's going to be all yours. But Matt, I really need you to go with me the morning after Christmas. I just want you to hang out with me. You can just hang out while I'm shopping for stuff. Are you going to do it?
I'm just going to tell you right now, you can call up any one of my ex-girlfriends who have tried that. It ain't happening. I'm not doing it.
You're not going?
No. Hell,
not a
no,
chance.
I don't like to go shopping, period.
Okay.
So when I do, it's in, out, I'm done.
You don't go shopping with women?
No. No.
See, this is why.
Could your wife convince you to go do this?
The only place she couldn't get me to go is the place that makes my respiratory system just shut
the smelly
down.
Smelly
the smelly
stuff?
places,
Yeah.
no way.
Right.
And she understands that. But any place else she'd want to go, or if she wanted me just to go get something for her.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You would go do that.
And if she's listening, she knows that.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Because women will just go and I'll just go and look and see if there's anything I need that I've run out of.
I went to get Christmas lights, blue Christmas lights the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Dark 30. I forget what time it was.
Yeah.
And I stood in line from the cash register all the way through the garden section at that store down the street.
It's just a male thing, I guess. I don't see too many men out on the day after Christmas. I really don't.
I'll put it to you this way. If there's something I need between now and let's just say January 15th, I will get it online or do without. During the holiday shopping season from Thanksgiving all the way through January 10th or 15th when all the post sales are done.
Yeah.
I'll live without it.
We just got our text. 12 days of Christmas is after it leads up to Mardi Gras, to when the Mardi Gras season starts. Huh, interesting. Very interesting stuff. I didn't know that. I learned something new.
I raise silly questions. People give us silly answers.
Yeah, appreciate it. 1017 FM 710 Keel. Here's Ruben.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic on Kings Highway and Linwood Avenue. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Hamilton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Foggy this morning, mostly cloudy, but very warm this afternoon, high 72. Cloudy tonight, a little rain late, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Dino?
Yes.
Did I get it right? Woo, I'm getting
About
there.
time.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin in the morning. It is December 21st, the first day of winter.
It's
21?
the shortest day of the year.
Is it?
If my mother's listening, it's not tomorrow, it's today.
Is it?
Yes.
And we're going to have a high of like 79 degrees. I think the record is 81 or 82.
Well, we might get there.
We might get there. It's unbelievable. I'm going to run through this real quick. I don't do this very often, but I'm looking at a list. If there's some ladies listening or you want to get something for a man in your life.
Last minute gift suggestions?
Last minute. These are the gifts that men really want. And I want to see if true or not true. A watch. Is a watch always a good idea?
Watches are always a great choice.
Especially if we get to pick it.
A beard trimmer. An electric beard trimmer. Nah.
That's right up there with nose hair trimmer, no.
Not interested. Okay. A drone.
Yeah.
That makes Dan happy. Me, not so much.
You're not into a drone.
Can I get one with 6 props?
Oh, boy.
Calm down, Dan.
An iced coffee maker. Men do not want this. Who does this?
That's
true?
That's too metro.
Okay. A stealth EDC kit. It's like a gadget that's got knives and a flash drive on it. It's got all kind of little gadgets on it.
I got all the flash drives I need right here.
Yeah, you're good. New wallet. Do all men need a new wallet?
Hate wallets.
Wallets.
They make lumps that you have to sit on.
Okay, so where's your cash?
I've got a man bag and I've got a pocket.
Okay.
But I mean, look.
You need a wallet, man?
Backpack. Bring a backpack.
If it's a nice wallet, Robert actually got me a nice wallet for my birthday this year.
Like a cheesy leather.
But it's more like a
lizard,
like a leather money wallet clip
okay.
deal. So
that's small enough. I might actually live with one of those because that could go in your shirt pocket.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice stuff that you could get wallet related that would be a good gift.
There's another thing on here that I've never heard of. It's a trunk club where you get the trunk of the month, where they send you a underwear or trunk every month.
Those are nice. Trunk Club is actually really expensive, but there's some other ones that are like clothing 5-4 Club, and there's a couple of other ones. If you hit the Google machine
you like
and look
those?
it up.
You can get those for your dog, too. You can get it like a pet thing each month.
Pet of the month thing. Okay.
I want a trunk monkey. Is that on the list?
No, I don't see that. There's a Mophie power station, which is kind of one of these little boxes that can power anything you have, any electronic device.
Someone got me one of those for Christmas last year. I gave it away.
You gave it away.
Now,
not on your
Mophie
list.
on your phone is it like a oversized battery. Those are great.
Yeah. The that Shave Club thing where you get razors in the mail and all that.
Dollar Shave Club or what Shave Club?
Harry's or whatever it is. Yeah. Would you like that?
I would like that if I purchased it for myself. It's not something I would want someone else to get for me.
Okay, this one I think is metrosexual. I don't think you guys want this. It's lazy pants. They look like kind of gym pants with a drawstring and all that. Not for you?
I can't be hypocritical. I'm not wearing yoga pants no matter what.
These I think Robert would like. They're called Glare-Ups indoor shoes.
Glare-Ups?
Yeah, they're certainly not his grandpa's slippers.
Are they like slides, like those sports slides?
They look like
slides?
fuzzy slippers is what they look like fuzzy slippers all the way around.
I don't need any shoe with fuzz on them.
But they cost almost $150.
Slippers are always a good choice, though. Slippers,
you like slippers?
Moccasins, something comfortable for around the house, some house shoes.
Okay. If you had... if someone that was going to spend $100 on you, Matt, called me and said, I'm going to spend $100 on Matt, what should I get him?
A bottle of Frank Sinatra edition Jack Daniels.
And you, Dan? Someone called and said they're going to spend $100 on Dan. What should we get him?
Can I get a gas card?
No, I have to be able to wrap it. I got to be able to put it in a box or something.
I don't know. I was talking to you yesterday, and I went home and had the same conversation. I don't really want for anything. I mean, I have to burn gas to get from A to B, as Ruben says.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really know.
But if you want something, you go out and buy it. You're one of those, like me. If I want something, I go get it.
But I've amassed so many things. I mean, a friend gave me this ham radio.
Oh, wow.
So
much stuff. It's amazing. We're going to take a look in the 8 o'clock hour. By the way, we're going to be joined by Caddo Commissioner Matthew Lynn.
That's going to be a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, we want to talk about the animal shelter and the audit, and they're having a big meeting about that today. And if you're interested in finding out what the other side wants, if you're one of those men who's waited till the last minute, we'll take a look at the women's list, what women really want. That's coming up on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. 1017 FM 710 Keel. It's time to check traffic. The Rubinator stepping in.
The intersection of Murphy Street and Texas Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive near the I-20 westbound exit. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today will start off foggy, then it's going to be rather cloudy and very warm for the afternoon, high 72. Some rain late tonight, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
The KEEL VIP Club, brought to you by Titan Factory Direct Housing. Win great prizes just by logging on to KEELnews.com.
.1017 FM 710 Keel. Here's Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Louisiana Tech overwhelmed SMU right out of the gate, prompting a 51-10 takedown of the Mustangs in last night's inaugural DXL Frisco Bowl. SMU turned the ball over on their first three possessions and 5 times in the first half to help the Bulldogs take a 42-10 halftime lead. The Mustang miscues started with a fumble on their first play from scrimmage. Tech wasn't able to cash in on that first early Christmas present, but did turn Cedric Cooper's interception on the next SMU drive into 6 points. Jamar Smith snuck into the end zone on 4th and 1 to start the scoring. Amik Robertson picked off Ben Hicks at the SMU 45-yard line and raced into the end zone to give Tech a 14-0 lead later in the first quarter. Smith connected with Teddy Veal on a quick hitter outside the numbers, with Veal leaving a pair of SMU defenders grabbing air on a 6-yard touchdown pass that made it 21-3. Darrell Lewis's pick six early in the second quarter rolled the Dogs out to a 28-3 lead. Smith and Veal combined on a 27-yard scoring toss to make it 35-3, and then Smith's third and final touchdown toss of the night came with 1:53 remaining in the first half, with Cam McKnight on the receiving end of the 11-yard scoring play. The win is the fourth straight in a bowl game for Tech, all under Skip Holtz. Tech finishes 7-6 for the 2017 season. The first of 3 early signing days for college football programs proved to be fruitful along the trenches for Ed Orgeron's LSU Tigers. Of the 18 signees Wednesday, 10 future Tigers are offensive or defensive linemen, with 7 of those listed as tackles. Evangel standouts Davin Cotton and Michael Baskerville, along with Marshall Mavericks Chasen Hines, all inked with the Tigers. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
101.7 FM 710 Keel. Robert and Erin in the morning. Robert is off today. He'll be back with us next week.
And I'm not the Mario. Not the Robert.
Dan Keel is here. Matt Parker is in the command center. The tax measure has passed. We spoke with Senator Bill Cassidy this morning. He says we're going to start getting more money in our paychecks as early as February, correct? Where we'll see less money being taken out for federal income taxes. That's definitely a good thing. But the other thing they're working on today is the government shutdown, the Friday midnight deadline.
Can I put government shutdown on my list of words I don't want to hear again?
You don't want to hear that ever again. I'm with you. Well, whatever was on that list, fake news is on that list this year, by the way. We don't want to hear fake news anymore either. We've overdone, overused. But we do like to hear that taxes are going down.
More money. We like more money.
Yeah, more money. And I'm hearing a lot of good things about small businesses. Small businesses are really going to get a benefit from this. So we'll have to wait and see. Does it create jobs? Does it pump more money into the local economy? More on that. Plus, we'll have Matthew Lind with the Caddo Commission joining us just after 8, right here on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The ironies of Obama's horrific deal to the Iranians with, how many billions of taxpayer dollars is that it created a possible alliance that nobody really thought was possible. And Donald Trump is now trying to do something that never happened before. And it's emerging on its own. The Israelis, the Saudis, the Sunni Saudis, the Jordanians, the Egyptians, the Emirates, and other countries that don't want Iranian hegemony or a nuclear-armed Iran are now uniting. Now, if you think this isn't tied, it's tied. If you don't think you should pay attention to the Islamization of Europe and the dramatic increase in attacks that have taken place in that continent and think that can happen here, then you're not recognizing the truth of human history.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
Hey, what is the greatest gift you can give someone? Well, aside from sentimental gifts, I'm kind of a sucker for those. How about the gift of fun and togetherness and family memories? Yeah, fun. I mean, really, what better gift is there? Now, if you're looking for a gift that's going to bring people together, your family together, give them this game. It's called Wits and Wagers. Now, it's a game where everyone, players of all ages, are going to gather around the table, put down their phones and computers, and guess what? The room is going to be filled with cheering and laughter and, yes, fun. I know from my own experience. Now, I've played Wits and Wagers a number of times, and I love it, and it is fun, and you create family memories that'll last a lifetime. It's simple. It's easy. You play with teams. You don't need chairs. You gather around the table. You can stand up, sit down, whatever you want. I highly recommend it. It's called Wits and Wagers. Your friends and family will love it, and also some Target stores have been sold out of Wits and Wagers in the last couple of weeks, but I heard they have been getting new shipments, all right? So go to Wits and Wagers, get it at Target, play it this Christmas, play it with your family, and you will love it.
Still keeping an eye on some backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up past Benton Road right now. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Foggy this morning, mostly cloudy, but very warm this afternoon, high 72. Cloudy tonight, a little rain late, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. KEEL, Shreveport.
Good morning. Robert is off this week. We've got Dan KEEL in studio.
Only a little off.
Yeah, just a little. Matt Parker is at the controls. Big hour this morning. We're going to be joined by Matthew Lynn, Caddo Commissioner. He's coming up in about not 8 minutes, 9 minutes.
The fur is flying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the big meeting today over the Caddo Animal Shelter. We'll talk about that. Also, Senator Bill Cassidy, if you missed him in the 6 o'clock hour, we'll replay that at about 8:40 this morning. In the local news, police investigating a late-night shootout. Woodlawn High School had some troubles, and the governor is talking about the budget. We'll see what he has in mind. That's straight ahead in our local news. We've got Tim Fletcher Sports on the way, along with traffic and weather together coming up on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Body found in a ditch has been identified. Matt Parker has that.
The Caddo Parish Coroner's Office has released the name of a man whose body was found in a Shreveport drainage ditch Wednesday afternoon. Arthur Bell, 36, was identified by the coroner's office by his fingerprints. According to police, no signs of foul play were found at the scene. An autopsy has been ordered to determine a cause of death. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Shreveport police investigating a late-night shooting in the Allendale neighborhood. It happened around 10 p.m. near Alston Street and North Dale Avenue. Investigators say a man and a woman were exchanging gunfire in the area. The woman was shot in the ankle during the encounter. She's expected to make a full recovery. Christmas comes early for students at Woodlawn High School due to a power outage. Wednesday, the students were scheduled to take midterm exams before the start of their holiday break. However, strong storms Tuesday night caused damage to the school's power system. Principal Dr. Grady Smith says the storms caused no structural damage to the school and students' grades won't suffer due to the canceled midterms. Governor Edwards sets a January 19th deadline to reach a tax deal with House Republican leaders to close a $1 billion budget gap. The governor says we're headed in the right direction, but have a long way to go.
The state ended last fiscal year on June 30th, 2017, with a projected surplus of somewhere between $122 and $129 million. Now, it's been a long time since the state of Louisiana talked about surplus. We did that despite the fact that was the year where we had the largest ever budget deficit projected going into it of over $2 billion.
If no deal is reached, the Democratic governor says he won't call a February special session. Lawmakers would then have to craft a budget that strips the entire amount through cuts or let it linger unfinished until a June special session. A Walmart clerk arrested for allegedly stealing close to $5,000 from the retail giant. Tiara Williams allegedly stole money from the cash register while working at the Mansfield Road store. According to police, Williams was spotted on 18 different occasions pocketing cash. Kevin Lynch arrested for allegedly stealing personal information from 2 Caddo Parish residents. According to the Caddo Sheriff's Office, Lynch allegedly stole the identities of an 81-year-old Shreveport man and a Blanchard woman and opened up multiple lines of credit in their names. Lynch has been charged with 2 counts of identity theft. A Southern Media and Opinion Research poll finds only 19% of registered Louisiana voters believe their taxes will go down with the passage of the tax reform bill. Pollster Bernie Pincinat says Republicans say the average wage earner will see more money, but taxpayers are skeptical.
Until we find out exactly who gets a tax cut and who doesn't, or who pays more taxes or who pays less, then it's all a lot of rhetoric.
Now, the head of the Tiger Athletic Foundation waiting to see what kind of impact it will have on college athletics. Rick Perry says LSU season ticket sales for their major sports could be impacted since fans will no longer be able to deduct 80% of their donations to the athletic program for the right to buy season tickets.
The donation will have to stay in place. The donors will no longer get deductibility on that particular donation.
The GOP-led Congress hoping to approve a must-pass spending bill as the clock ticks toward potential government shutdown this weekend. House Republican leaders, however, are struggling to unite the GOP rank and file behind legislation that would punt most of their remaining work into next year. LSU beefing up its offensive and defensive lines by signing 10 linemen on the first day of the early signing period. The Tigers inked 5 defensive tackles and 4 O-linemen, including the #1 O-line junior college prospect in Badera Traore and Cole Smith, one of the country's top centers. Coach Ed Orgeron says Smith is from Potontoc High School in Mississippi.
We were the first one to offer him a scholarship, and obviously from that state, that's a big get for us. He's a tremendous player, has tremendous hips and feet. His dad was a great player at Mississippi State, has a wonderful mom. We had a great relationship with them, and we're glad that Cole is a Tiger.
Expect more signings over the next couple of days. It's not a good idea to steal. It's worse to steal around Christmas time. Even worse when you steal at Christmas in a store filled with police officers. That's exactly what happened in Massachusetts. Yep, the young lady was caught pretty quickly. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. .101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Here's Roobster.
Still keeping an eye on some backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up past Benton Road right now. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today will start off foggy, then it's going to be rather cloudy and very warm for the afternoon, high 72. Some rain late tonight, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
.101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert and Erin in the morning. Robert is on vacation. My pal Dan Keel is in studio with me.
Hey.
Matt Parker at the controls. And we're joined by Caddo Commissioner Matthew Lynn. Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Merry Christmas to both of you. I hope y'all are doing wonderful today.
We are. You guys, you're working. You're working right up here until almost the holiday. Big meeting this afternoon to talk about the animal shelter and the audit. What are you anticipating from today's meeting? What do you need to hear? What are you looking for?
Today I anticipate positive outcome from the situation. Last year we voted to do internal audits as our charter says we must do. In my 9 years on the commission, this is the first time that the commission body has been involved in any way, shape, or form on any audits where the left hand checks the right hand. The city of Shreveport uses an audit process where the city council audits the functions of the mayor. And so this is an audit process where the commission audits the functions of the administration. However, the way it's worded, the administration still has a lot of say in this. I guess to offset the audits that were being assembled, last year there was an audit on animal services, and it said that we were lacking, that we were not utilizing technology to its greatest potential, and that there was a lot of work for us to do. And so hopefully these follow-up audits that we will have in 2018, I look forward to 2018 being a wonderful year, we'll be able to check and see if we have improved on any of those situations.
The audit calls for, and this is kind of strong words, Matthew, you would agree, a complete culture change. That sounds like new employees, change things from head to toe. Is that a little bit of a cautionary verbiage for you?
No, this is all expected. I mean, anybody who has been close to the fire has witnessed that, ultimately the animal control center is kind of like a burning building, and I feel that we're sending a director in there, or a new interim director, to put out this fire wearing his skivvies. And so we need to have the tools in place to have success, that if the employees are not using PetPoint to 99% of its capacity.
That's the video system. Well, I'm sorry. Well, folks may not know what that is. That's the video system, right?
It's a database.
The database,
no,
okay.
That's the database
Okay.
system. Right now, and for the past many years, they've been using a paper trail where there's multiple stacks of paper gets lost, tags get lost, and it's cumbersome.
If a dog or cat comes in, they use an index card on the front of a cage when they've got a computer that would do all kinds of magical things.
Mm.
I pulled the records back to 2014, and my memory serves me that it goes back even further than that the Animal Services Committee, which I have been on for every year for the past 9 years, as well as the commission body itself, have continually asked administration to automate, to let's utilize PetPoint to its greatest capacity over and over and over again. At a fairly recent meeting, I think early last year, it was stated that we were using PetPoint Professional to 99% of its capacity by administration.
And Matt, what does that mean?
However,
What does that mean to the public? Because the PetPoint, this is all internal talk we've been talking about. What does it mean about the intake and the accountability?
That means that when you walk in the door, you're entered into the computer. You're not written down on a piece of paper. It means when they pick up a pet on your street, they enter it into a computer. We could go as far, the automation is there. We could go as far. We pick up a pet in front of your house. You're inside. We have the technology that if your pet is registered or tagged or has a rabies tag, which is mandated by
Microchip.
Microchip, we could see that the pet belongs to the people that live in the house for which we picked the dog up in front of, and we could serve the public much greater. And so we're basically chiseling stone at this point. And if administration would actually do what they say they have done, which is utilize PetPoint to its 99% capacity, we would be in good place. But we haven't had that. We've been told one thing and something much less is what's happening.
Well, who's holding anyone accountable? It seems like if you've been working on this for 9 years and been telling them to do it for 9 years and they're still not doing it, what's going? I mean, do we need more changes than just at animal control?
Well, what we have is the city, the parish, is run by the citizens, and the citizens elect a commissioner to voice their opinions, and then those 12 commissioners oversee administration, and then administration oversees the directors. And until there's enough commissioners, 12 of us, until there's 7 of us that demand accountability, then I don't see any changes happening. And so I encourage all the citizens of Caddo Parish to call your commissioner and to tell them that you expect them to hold administration to do the job to serve the citizens of Caddo Parish. And I don't have the answer as to why that has not been done over the last 9 years. I feel like I'm just a broken record, just redundantly over and over and over again. But each commissioner is one vote, and so Mario's one vote, I'm one vote, Stephen Jackson is one vote, and until we have 7 votes saying we demand this, it's not going to happen.
We spoke with Mario.
Keep making the same mistake.
We spoke with Mario last hour about privatization. He seems in favor of that we at least ought to look at it. How do you feel about it?
Well, we are looking at privatization. However, under state mandate, the Caddo Parish Commission is responsible for animal maintenance. And so even if we privatize the animal shelter or the adoption side of it, we cannot delegate our authority. We are still responsible. So if we have a private sector that's doing the job, if they do a great job, wonderful, we should receive credit for that. If they're doing a poor job, we're still responsible for them doing a poor job because we're the ones who hired them, and they are subcontracting underneath the parish as delegated by the state of Louisiana for us to control.
Could a private entity do it better than we're doing it right now?
Well, I think an elementary school could probably do it better than the way that we're doing it right now.
Wow. That's pretty strong.
And I believe that we have the ability to do better. And you know, one bad apple can spoil a whole batch. And I don't think that everybody at the shelter is doing a horrible job. As that last audit showed, that the majority of the people were doing a really good job. However, it only takes, 1 or 2 horrible mistakes to make the front page of the newspaper, and those types of mistakes should not be accepted, and they should be dealt with swiftly.
Matthew Lynn, Caddo Parish Commissioner. The meeting's open this afternoon, 3:30. Public's invited, right?
They are invited, but I mean more so than coming to the meeting, if people will call their commissioner, look at the district where you live. It's under Caddo Parish website. Look and see who your commissioner is, and call your commissioner. And have a very personal discussion with them. Schedule a meeting to sit down with them face to face, or spend some time with them over the telephone and tell them you're tired of seeing this on the front page of the newspaper every single month. And until the commissioners hold administration responsible for this horrible issue, we're gonna keep seeing these same problems over and over and over again. And if you have the same problems over and over and over again, either you don't want to fix the problem, or you don't know how to fix the problem. And we need to call in some outside help to walk us through this issue. We did it with juvenile services. We were doing a horrible job with juvenile services prior to 2008, and we called in the Annie E. Casey Foundation, and they walked us through the steps to run a juvenile center that serves the citizens of Caddo Parish the way it should, and is very respectful for the youth that are in there. And we are now recognized across the entire United States as the turnaround king, that we are the example that people are shown from other counties and parishes on how to turn around a center.
We need to turn around the animal control services now.
And we need to turn around the animal control.
Thank you so
We've had
much.
this problem for 12 years.
Oh,
we
boy.
need to fix it.
We sure do. Matthew Lynn, I can't thank you enough for your time, and Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. 1017 FM 710 Keel. Here is Ruben.
Still keeping an eye on some backed up traffic on I-20 westbound, starting at Spring and Market. It's backed up past Benton Road right now. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive, just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Foggy this morning, mostly cloudy, but very warm this afternoon, high 72. Cloudy tonight, a little rain late, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
.1017 FM 710 Keel. Here's Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher.
Something in there that, of course, you wish you'd done a little differently. You know, there's going to be something in there that, of course, you wish you... Casualty losses from 2016, so that folks, when they buy a home, the flood insurance...
I hope Santa's good to
Sorry.
Senator Bill Cassidy. Thank you so much for your time. I hope Santa's good to
pass that made it 21-3. Darrell Lewis's pick six early in the second quarter rolled the Dogs out to a 28-3 lead. Smith and Veal combined on a 27-yard scoring toss to make it 35-3, and then Smith's third and final touchdown toss of the night came with 1:53 remaining in the first half.
You know, there's going to be something in there that, of course, you wish...
The win is the fourth straight in a bowl game for Tech, all under Skip Holtz. Tech finishes 7-6 for the 2017 season. The first of three early signing days for college football programs proved to be fruitful along the trenches for Ed Orgeron's LSU Tigers. Of the 18 signees Wednesday, 10 future Tigers are offensive or defensive linemen, with 7 of those listed as tackles. Evangel standouts Davin Cotton and Michael Baskerville, along with Marshall Mavericks Chasen Hines, all inked with the Tigers. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
.1017 FM 710 Keel. Robert and Erin in the morning. He is off. He'll be back next week. Got Dan Keel in studio.
Is that from The Exorcist?
No, I don't think that's it. I don't think
that's
so.
Christmas
Mannheim Steamroller.
Mannheim, yeah. Matt Parker is here. Best gifts for ladies. Okay, are y'all ready for that?
Sure.
We're doing our little Christmas.
Let me get
Their
my
perfume.
notepad.
Find out what perfume they like and get them another bottle. They can always use another bottle of perfume.
Just a refill?
Yeah, get them a new bottle. Yeah, get them a new bottle, and maybe they like one or two. Pick up one that you know they like.
Not a good idea to come up with one you like.
Don't come up with a new one. Not a good idea. If you like the smell, chances are she doesn't. So I'm just giving you that heads up. There's also, you talked about the boxer clubs. There's beauty clubs too, where you can buy like for $10 a month. She's going to get this little beauty box in the mail of makeup and lipstick and that sort of thing. You can enroll her in one of those. That'll cost you $120 for the year. Not too bad. Women too like watches. They like a nice watch. I'm not in favor of this one because I don't think a man should pick up a woman's tote or purse. I just don't think you should pick it out. I don't think you're going to get the right thing.
If you got enough hints like Michael Kors,
yeah, if she gave you color hints or
pointed you
brand,
the right direction, maybe so.
And women are good about pointing you in the right direction.
I
Definitely.
think that's the wrong word, but yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they
thorough.
they absolutely will. A scarf, if your female partner likes to wear scarves, you can't go wrong with a nice silk scarf or silk PJs. We love silk and silk PJs. They're comfy. Don't get something that you think is gonna,
get something
be
you want.
sexy.
Yeah.
You want to
Get
see her
something
in.
comfy.
Get something comfy. That's what she wants.
Footy pajamas on the list?
No, footy pajamas is not on there. I didn't know this, but I do like these, and I forget about them. A document case. It's like a soft briefcase.
Like a career bag?
Yeah, kind of like that, because we're always. I carry a big one, but I would like a little one.
You carry an overnight bag, basically.
Yeah, it's got all kind of junk in it, but it looks like a briefcase, except it's soft. It's leather. It's real beautiful. Those are good too. Women like that. A monogrammed like camera bag that she could put. Get it in monogram. It's too late to do that now.
Who has cameras?
Yeah, you're right about that. True. Or for her digital stuff that she
Digital
carries
stuff
around.
bag, yeah.
We do like those cozy throw blankets that you'll see everywhere at Christmas. Just get something that's nice and soft.
You
It'll
like
match
the one
her
that
colors.
looks like it's like a bag that you stick your head out of? Do you like those?
No, not the Snuggies.
Not
No,
the
I don't like any of those. Just a nice cozy blanket.
And
Make
not a
sure it
koozie.
matches the colors of whatever room she wants to use it in. A good pair of sunglasses is always good. Women are always, but some of us are picky, so just FYI.
Some of you.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else
I
we
thought
should
you were
put
supposed to get like $10 sunglasses and just forget about it.
No.
That way they could break them.
No. If you're really splurging, a nice set of suitcases. The ones that are roll, kind of the newfangled suitcases.
Not the nesty ones?
No. Just get the nice rolling kind. That we love those. If you're going to spend on a good set, and that's about what every woman would want on her list. Things she may not buy for herself, but that you'll get an A if you go out and buy them. Not bad, huh? Senator Bill Cassidy is going to join us in about 10 minutes, talking taxes with him to find out what's real and what's not real in the tax overhaul plan. We'll have that coming up. Right now, though, time to check traffic. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at North Market and North Hearn Avenues dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Benton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today will start off foggy, then it's going to be rather cloudy and very warm for the afternoon, high 72. Some rain late tonight, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
of information. KEEL News now.
Governor John Bel Edwards sets a January 19th deadline to reach a tax deal with House Republican leaders to close a $1 billion budget gap. The governor says he wants to do everything possible to avoid mid-year cuts.
In the current year, we do not anticipate a mid-year deficit, and that'll be the first time in 8 years. So these are the benefits of stability, because mid-year cuts are especially harmful in terms of the state agencies, higher education, because they are disrupted so much by the turbulence that comes with mid-year cuts.
The governor also addressed the controversy involving former state police superintendent Mike Edmondson. One of the criticisms is about Edmondson living at state police headquarters.
I told him I expected him to stay in the residence because that's the best place for him to be if he's going to command the state police.
Local news: body found in a ditch has been identified. The coroner's office releases the name of the man whose body was found as 36-year-old Arthur Bell. He was identified by his fingerprints. According to police, there were no signs of foul play at the scene. An autopsy has been ordered. Shootout in Shreveport leaves one recovering from a gunshot wound. Matt Parker with that.
Shreveport police are investigating a late-night shootout in the Allendale neighborhood. It happened around 10 p.m. near Alston Street and Northdale Avenue. Investigators say a man and woman were exchanging gunfire in the area. The woman was shot in the ankle during the encounter. She's expected to make a full recovery. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Christmas comes early for students at Woodlawn High due to a power outage. Wednesday, they were set to take their midterms before the start of the holiday break. However, storms Tuesday night caused some damage to the school's power system. The principal says the storms caused no structural damage to the school, and students' grades won't suffer due to the canceled midterms. A Southern media poll finds only 19% of registered Louisiana voters believe their taxes will go down with the passage of the Republican tax reform bill. Pollster Bernie Pincinat says 42% of respondents believe their taxes will actually go up. He says the massive tax reform legislation will have a major impact on next year's midterm elections.
Voters are going to decide based on how well they do with their paycheck. The Republicans are hoping and praying that the big tax overhaul they just completed will become popular.
A Walmart clerk arrested for allegedly stealing close to $5,000 from the retail giant. Tiara Williams allegedly stole cash from the register while working at the Mansfield Road store. Lottery tickets might seem like a great Christmas gift, with adults buying them for kids as stocking stuffers, but Quinetta Womack, director of Problem Gambling Services, says several Louisiana teens are already being indoctrinated down a path to problem gambling.
Almost half of our youth have already started to gamble, such as scratch-offs, bingo, sports betting, and things of that nature.
Womack says it's much better to give a child a gift that will promote their creativity. One key lawmaker says there's no path forward yet on a temporary funding measure to keep the government from grinding to a halt at midnight on Friday. LSU beefs up its offensive and defensive lines by signing 10 linemen on the first day of early signing. Coach O is impressed with the big defensive tackles they nabbed.
You know, Darren Rosenthal's a guy we've been trying to recruit for 4 years now. Davin Cotton is, he's a difference maker. He's quick. Dominique Livingston, big nose tackle. Chason Hines, Nelson Jenkins right there for Blackman. We got some big guys. We had big guys that other SEC teams wanted, and we got them.
Expect more signings in the next couple of days. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. What the heck
That's
is
some
this?
chill, isn't it? That's some laid back. That's that country song, isn't it?
It's Elvis, man.
Oh, Elvis is country.
It's like Santa Claus smoking weed or something. Santa Claus.
Elvis had a lot of issues. I'm not sure that's one of them.
That's not it, huh? Yeah. 1017 FM, 710 Keel. December 21st, the first day of winter, believe it or not.
The solstice.
Yes. And we're going to have temps into the 70s. I saw somewhere say 79 today, maybe 74. I think our record's like 81 or 82. So it is going to be a warm start to winter, which is weird. It's just weird. But then into the 20s Sunday night.
Maybe.
We don't live that close to Canada, though.
Yeah. No, we're going to be in the 29 degrees Sunday night, but
Arctic
no
cold front.
winter precip for Christmas. Sorry.
You know, they've been talking about snow, and then it's going to be cold, and then it's going to be hot.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not counting, not knocking the weather, man. Sorry, guys, but until I see it and walk outside and it's actually 20 degrees,
Yeah.
Maybe they
I'm
can
not
see
gonna
the
believe
trails.
Not
the
believing
contrails.
it. Yep,
they can
absolutely.
see the clouds.
Senator Bill Cassidy joins us next. If you missed our conversation with him from early today, we'll revisit that, talking taxes and what can you believe, what should you not believe, kind of like the weather. That's coming up on 1017 FM and 710 Keel. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at Market Street and Centenary Boulevard is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we're looking at some traffic delays on Old Minden Road near Airline Drive in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today will start off foggy, then it's going to be rather cloudy and very warm for the afternoon, high 72. Some rain late tonight, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
.117 FM, 710 Keel, Robert and Erin in the morning. Robert's on vacation. Dan Keel is here with me. Mm-hmm. And we had a conversation early this morning in the 6 o'clock hour with Senator Bill Cassidy to talk about the tax reform plan.
You know, there's going to be something in there that, of course, you wish you'd done a little differently, but someone else, by the way, likes the way it's done. On the other hand, the main thrust of it, people beginning in February, that's about how long it'll take the IRS to adjust, will have more money in their paycheck because less goes to Uncle Sam. We set the stage for economic development so that companies will be incentivized to invest in the United States, compete for American workers, therefore pay those workers more, give them better benefits. The current tax code incentivizes them to move overseas. Long term, for the flood victims of 2016, they can actually go back and amend their 2016 tax return. And if they had casualty losses that related to those floods, they can deduct those off their income tax to get the money back that way. We've got other things. In general, I think it's a great bill.
Let me ask you this, because and you're talking to 99% of the people you're talking to right now are probably in the middle income brackets. They're not going to be in that top 1%. So I have to ask you this, and I'm confused by it, and I keep hearing it. Will the average Joe, will my taxes go back up after 2025? And will the highest income people's taxes go back up in 2025? And if theirs does not go back up when mine goes back up, why did we leave it like that?
Couple of things. That is what the left has been throwing out to be the biggest bit of noise. Because they hate Trump getting a victory. Right now, the bill we have before us is only for 10 years. Now, we made business taxes permanent because if you're going to build a $1 billion facility on the Red River, you are planning for more than 10 years.
Sure.
So it gave them certainty. Most folks don't plan their business, their personal finances beyond 1, 2, or 3 years. And so since it's only a 10-year bill, they fall within that 10-year window. But what we have found in the past, and everybody knows it, is that when tax cuts are working, they're made permanent. When George W. Bush made his tax cuts, they were only for 10 years. They were made permanent under Barack Obama.
So you anticipate that mine will end up being permanent and they won't go back up?
Yes, because they work.
But why would we even in the bill say that some people's are going to go up, but those at the highest level, yours are not? That's what it's not true. Okay.
You've been reading the New York Times and watching CNN.
I need to stop that. I know.
Totally. No, for the individual side, everybody is treated the same.
Okay, good.
And by the way, it's interesting because the New York Times will run an article about how rich people are making off like bandits, and then they'll have another article, rich people are complaining because their taxes are going up. As it turns out, if you live in New York and you're a billionaire, you're probably paying more taxes because you're limited in what you can deduct on your New York State and your New York City local taxes. And because you can't deduct that anymore, and because of that, you probably end up paying more taxes. So that was all what the CNNs and the
Sure.
MSNBCs were throwing out there, but it's in most cases it's absolutely not true.
When you started, you said there were some things in there that we don't like all of it. What's in there that you don't like that Senator Cassidy doesn't like?
What would I change in that bill? Actually, I like almost all of it, and I have to scratch my head. I just know in a bill which is 400 pages, there's going to be something I don't like. But just as another example of something I do like, we open up a little.
You there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are. You open up a little what?
A little smidgen, a little bit. 220 acres out of, millions and millions of acres for oil and gas development. The left is going crazy over that.
Oh, yeah.
Why do I think that's important? In 1972, when I was in a church group, I worked with a guy. I went to church group with a kid. I'm 15 years old. His father's a pipe fitter. His father was going to work on the Alaskan pipeline. Wherever there is oil and gas development in the United States or in the world, there's somebody from Louisiana employed at that site. And with that deal, we got $100 million more for coastal restoration in Louisiana. So creating jobs, protecting our coastline, protecting our energy infrastructure. That just flows through. Met last week with somebody who's going to build a pipeline up into the Haynesville because they want to open up the Haynesville once more and begin to export Northwest Louisiana gas around the world, building that pipeline down to South Louisiana, and we're protecting the coastline so he can do it securely.
Does the bill also eliminate the Obamacare mandates?
Eliminates the individual mandate. 80% of people in Louisiana that pay the individual mandate make $50,000 a year or less. So you're sticking it to people who are middle income because they can't afford expensive insurance, and they can't afford it, but you're going to make them pay a fine. That's going to.
Let's switch to the government shutdown. You're not done. You don't get to come home yet for Christmas. Y'all are still working. Is a deal going to get done? Are you hopeful for today?
Yeah, it'll get done. It may only be for a few weeks, and then we'll have to revisit it after the new year. But it'll get done. I'm okay with that.
And you'll be there till they hash it out. What's the big sticking point right now?
Well, to say that there's one big sticking point is probably not fair. There's a lot of unresolved issues, and there's been so much energy put into tax reform that just been unable to resolve some of those issues. So the government stays open for a couple of weeks with a short-term process-oriented continuing resolution, and people work over the holidays to figure out those other issues. The press will make a big deal about it, but Just sometimes when your plate's been full doing tax reform, some other things just don't tend to do just as well.
One more thing, I got to let you go. I know. 2018, what's at the top of your list to try to work on?
2018, we still have insurance markets that are out of control. We've got to lower those. We've got to lower those premiums for those middle-income families not getting the subsidy, number one. Number two, we're going to continue. We should have a vote pretty soon on the choice program for VA. And so we're going to get the choice program out there, very popular with veterans. Number three, we have an opioid epidemic in our country, affecting veterans, but also affecting all of us. We're planning on having some hearings up in Shreveport, Bossier, to address what can we do as a community, as a country, to address this opioid crisis. And so very much interested in looking at the opioid crisis. Flood insurance, North and South Louisiana has had terrible experiences with flood. By the way, in this tax bill, as I mentioned, you'll be able to deduct your casualty losses from 2016. That'll put about $500 million back in Louisiana to rebuild and to expand. But that said, flood insurance, we've been working hard on that. That's one of the things we hope to get finished up in the new year so that folks, when they buy a home, the flood insurance is affordable. I can go on, but that's a nice start.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic on Fairfield Avenue near Olive Street, and we have some traffic delays on Barksdale Boulevard near Hamilton Road in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Today will start off foggy, then it's going to be rather cloudy and very warm for the afternoon, high 72. Some rain late tonight, low 62. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire. Your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
I'm Jennifer Kushinka with your money.
You're listening to American Ground Radio's Morning Minute.
Soon as Congress passed the tax reform bill, AT&T announced it would give 200,000 of its own union employees a $1,000 bonus each. They said if the president signs the bill before Christmas, employees will receive the bonus over the holidays.
This is no doubt only the first of many examples to come and explains President Trump's near obsessive drive to lower the rate of corporate tax to 20% after rates of growth for U.S. investment has been sluggish or declining for decades.
Democrats are saying this is only a tax cut for the rich. Well, come February, you may start feeling a little bit richer.
American Ground Radio, where building a better America begins with building a better us. Return each weeknight from 6 to 7 p.m. with Louis R. Avalone and Stephen Parr on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, and streaming live at KEELnews.com.